Valley homes are sitting vacant because of foreclosures.
Las Vegas city leaders are taking notice of the problem and its impact on our neighborhoods.
Mark Sayer joins us now live from the Centennial Hills Community Center with a preview and how the crisis is actually helping bring down home prices. Mark.
Well, Paul and Dave, this meeting begins here in just a half an hour, and while the foreclosure crisis is certainly hurting many Las Vegans and many of our neighborhoods, realtors say it is actually helping those who are looking to get into the market.
Well, as you can see, this house has had some refurbishing done to it.
Veteran Las Vegas real estate agent Fafi Moore takes us on a tour of this home in the Southwest Valley near Tropicana and 215.
In here is the family room.
This single-family detached home is just over 1,500 square feet. In November of 2005, it sold for $306,000. Today, it is listed for nearly half that at $160,000.
That makes it priced right now at very close to $100 a square foot. Right. We haven't seen that for a long time.
And this home is far from unique. According to the multiple listing service, there are currently 16,000 single-family homes for sale in the metropolitan area. Of those, 6,300 or 39% are listed under $200,000. And it is foreclosures that are driving overall prices down.
Where somebody can get in with the incomes they can make in Las Vegas, in the service industries and in teaching, and being a policeman, in being a fireman. All of those people can afford to buy a house today.
But foreclosures can come with a downside. Banks don't want to be landlords and often don't keep homes up. The city of Las Vegas is concerned about the impact on its neighborhoods.
What we're trying to do is make sure that they don't become homes that people are getting into, breaking out the windows, pulling out the copper, taking everything out, to where the cost to rehab it is so expensive that then the house just sits on the books vacant.
Now, this city foreclosure workshop is being held here at the community Centennial Hills Community Center. We are at Buffalo and Deer Springs. The meeting begins in just a half an hour at 5:30, and will touch on all aspects of the foreclosure crisis. Reporting live from the Northwest Valley, I'm Mark Sayer, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Mark. Metro Police have arrested 2 people for renting out vacant homes they didn't own. Melissa Cowan and 53-year-old Emilio Gonzalez are facing several charges, including obtaining money under false pretenses and burglary. The alleged scheme was discovered by the homeowner, who lives in California. The woman living there said she rented the home from an ad on Craigslist and had been paying rent to a woman named Melinda Hertz. Police set up a sting and caught Cowan and Gonzalez collecting the rent from the woman. 3 major ballot initiatives will not be on the November ballot. The state Supreme Court just struck down those proposals, saying the signatures were never gathered properly. I-Team reporter Jonathan Humbert joins us now with more details on the ruling. And Jonathan, these proposals would have changed the way room taxes work for visitors.
Yes, they would have, Paula, and now they are no more. The court said the people gathering those signatures did not give voters a chance to understand what they were actually signing. Lawyers said the question was partially covered up with paper and rubber bands, essentially blocking people from truly learning what they were signing for. Now, 2 of the initiatives dealt with the room taxes, capping the amount of money the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority can get every year. The leftover funds would have been spent on schools, roads, and public safety. The court said the supporters could not provide proof each person had the time and ability to actually read the ballot question. These initiatives had already been struck down by the state. Secretary of State Ross Miller says the rules were clear from the start.
It's important that we hold people to that standard and make sure that the laws were followed, and clearly they weren't in this case.
Now, those 2 ballot questions were backed by Sands CEO Sheldon Adelson. Critics had pointed out that Sands and the LVCVA compete for convention business and that the initiatives were just a way to hurt that organization. The LVCVA said in a statement, quote, "While we agree with the state Supreme Court's ruling today, it is important we remain focused on our core mission to attract visitors by promoting Las Vegas as the most desirable destination for leisure and business travel." Now, there was a 3rd ballot question about limiting tax increases to a 2/3 vote of the public. That was also struck down. No official comment yet from Sands and backers of those initiatives. Now the major fight of the fall is over. Dave?
All right, Jonathan. And an emotional meeting is expected to dominate the North Las Vegas airport in about an hour. 2 plane crashes in less than a week at the end of last month are bringing emotions to the surface now. Channel 8 Eyewitness News is live. Edward Lawrence joins us from the airport, where tonight's meeting will focus on the first crash involving that experimental plane. Right, Edward?
It did, exactly, and the chorus for change has grown among residents who live around the North Las Vegas airport. Now the county commissioner for this area wants action. Well, tonight, residents, pilots, and airport representatives will get together here at the North Las Vegas airport and talk about what can be done in the name of safety. August 22nd, an experimental plane crash, killing the elderly pilot and elderly couple in their home. August 28th, a twin-engine plane went down. The pilot died, but this time, 5 people ran to safety from the house. Now a second meeting is aimed at easing tensions as Clark County Commissioner calls for change.
I don't think that anyone would want that as you're trying to raise your families and live your lives, to have to worry. If I'm just at home watching television or minding my own business with my family, I have to worry about a plane crashing in my home.
He knows not only is the North Las Vegas airport in his district, Weekly lives within a mile of the airport.
It's amazing when you can stand in my front yard and see the low altitude that some of these pilots are flying, and you can actually see the pilot in the airplane. I mean, that is a little scary.
Weekly plans to write a letter to Nevada's congressional delegation asking them to change the law about governing airports. He wants the Clark County Aviation Director to require experimental planes and beginning pilots to fly from rural airports, not urban ones like North Las Vegas.
You can't be guaranteed 100%, but I believe with moving operations like that to a more remote area of town would give some solution, especially a peace of mind to the residents that live in the area.
Aviation Association President Dave Lerner says that will not work because pilots from other airports won't know the rules.
Can you imagine the chaos that would cause if I were to take off from North Las Vegas Airport and not know the rules and regulations of another airport?
He organized the meeting to listen to concerns and offer a pilot's perspective.
I do agree with him, by the way, that we need to enforce the procedures, and I don't know too many pilots who do not follow the procedures. I mean, they'd be darn fools not to.
Lerner hopes that by engaging the community, a middle ground can be found so scenes like this don't create an us and them mentality. And the meeting here starts in about an hour. Now, any restrictions on flights or who can fly where would have to be done through an act of Congress. Reporting live at the North Las Vegas Airport, Edward Lawrence, Channel 8 Eyewitness News.
Tonight, the Republican National Convention will wrap up with John McCain's acceptance speech. He's expected to focus on his military service and his years in Congress. McCain is also expected to compare his foreign policy and national security experience to Senator Barack Obama's. Delegates are looking forward to the speech.
Give them that straight talk that tells them, I have integrity. You may not always agree with me, but you're always going to know where I'm coming from.
Before McCain makes his acceptance speech, his wife Cindy will address the crowd for the second time this week. McCain's opponent, Senator Barack Obama, spent today in another battleground state speaking to voters in York, Pennsylvania. He said the GOP convention has lacked specifics.
You're hearing a lot about John McCain, and he's got a compelling biography as POW. You're hearing an awful lot about me, most of which is not true. What you're not hearing is a lot about you.
He again focused on the economy, saying that John McCain and the Republican Party are trying to run away from their economic record. Later in the afternoon, he headed east to Lancaster. 4 years ago, both Ohio and Pennsylvania were decided by just 2 percentage points.
Well, all eyes are on the Atlantic tonight, watching 3 tropical weather systems out there. Tropical storm Hannah already blamed for 61 deaths. It is expected to hit Saturday, most likely in North or South Carolina. Hurricane Ike is also still out there and appears to be heading towards South Florida. And then there's Josephine, still churning away out in the Atlantic, still days from reaching land. Now, hundreds of thousands of Louisiana residents are actually returning home today, a few days after being evacuated because of Hurricane Gustav. But most of them are finding their homes don't have power, and some don't have safe drinking water. Power crews say it could take at least a month to restore all the electricity. That's news Governor Bobby Jindal wasn't happy to hear.
The reason I'm focused so much on power is it is the key to getting our communities back on their feet. If we do have full power, it lessens the needs to have to go and buy generators and to try to stand up fuel stations, grocery stores, and pharmacies.
Jindal also put out a call for power companies around the nation to send any crews they might be able to spare. Power officials say the heavy rain and threat of tornadoes has slowed their ability to rebuild broken transmission and distribution systems.
Bringing home a new baby is exciting, but for some it can be a challenge.
Some of the babies that go home really go home to absolutely nothing.
See how a local woman is helping make sure newborn babies get what they need to start out.
When weapons are involved, training is key. Find out how the cost of war is limiting the Nevada Department of Public Safety's time on the firing range.
I'm meteorologist Gina Cancelleri. Today was a little hotter than yesterday, just as expected. I'll take a look at the current conditions with you coming up, and of course we will talk about our full as we head into the upcoming weekend. First though, here's a live look outside right now from our Mulaski Corporate Center camera. You're watching Eyewitness News at 5, and we're coming right back.
New at 6, rising costs, why your health care may shoot through the roof. Then, hoodlums beware, getting tough on graffiti. New tougher penalties and why parents may have to pay. Tonight at 6 on Channel 8.
Hundreds of babies are born every month to families here in the Valley who actually have nothing for their newborn to wear home.
Yeah, one nurse says she's actually seen a father take the shirt off his back to wrap up his baby as the family left the hospital.
After hearing that, one Valley woman decided to launch a program to make sure it doesn't happen again. Reporter Allison McCarthy takes a look at these angels in the Valley.
They really are, Paula and Dave. Bringing home baby is one of the most cherished memories a family will ever have. New moms, well, we often fuss and fret over which special outfit to use for the happy occasion. But for many families struggling to just get by, that joy can be overshadowed by worry over just how they'll afford all the things their new little one will need.
I just didn't like the picture of a newborn baby crying because it was cold, and I wanted to do something about it.
Judy Keeling says social workers at Sunrise Hospital were the first to tell her they wished something could be done to help the families who had little or nothing to take their newborns home in from the hospital.
Some of the babies that go home really go home to absolutely nothing. The fathers will remove their shirt to wrap the baby in to take them home.
After hearing that, Keeling decided to expand her home-based charity project that she lovingly calls Angels in the Valley.
I like the idea of an angel watching over the children, taking care of them.
And Keeling truly is an angel. Since 2002, she's donated more than 1,200 handmade burial layettes to families at 9 local hospitals whose babies never got to go home. Most were just too premature to survive.
It's a little tiny gown for a baby about a pound, pound and a half. Very tiny babies, and this is something that you can't find in any store.
And for the past 2 years, Keeling has collected and delivered more than 500 going home layettes, an outfit and a blanket to give to families who really need it.
It is true that we have families who have absolutely nothing.
Sunrise social worker Maria McLay is often the one who gets to deliver the layettes to the thankful families.
On a daily basis, I'm able to see the difference it makes. We get a lot of tears.
But Keeling says more angels are needed now to help the growing number of newborns in need.
That's what we're looking for, more angels. These babies are here, they're here now, and they need our help.
Now, the goal of Angels in the Valley is to collect enough going home layettes to meet the need at all of our Valley's hospitals. That would require, she says, at least 700 outfits and blankets each and every month. The group is always looking for more clothing donations and volunteers who like to sew, knit, or crochet. Just go to LasVegasNow.com, type the keyword Angels to get connected with this great group. Paula, Dave.
Sounds wonderful, Alex.
Bet you get a response on that one, yeah. Thanks a lot, Allison. The Nevada Department of Public Safety is running low on ammunition.
We just have to be careful how we dispense those bullets.
The I-Team shows us what's being done to cut back on the number of bullets used and what impact it could have on safety.
Relaxation and support for cancer patients. Still ahead, a look at a new facility in our valley aimed at helping stressed out cancer patients find some comfort.
And Gina Cancelleri will be along with a look at the extra warm weather we're expecting.
This is Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5 in high definition.
The need for ammunition on the front lines of Iraq and Afghanistan has created a supply problem here at home.
As a result, one local law enforcement agency is having to bite the bullet and actually cut time firing on the firing range. I-Team reporter Colleen McCarty has that story.
Well, the Nevada Department of Public Safety has about 1,000 sworn officers. If each officer uses 500 rounds a year, well, you can see how quickly it adds up. Meeting demand used to be no problem until manufacturers set their sights on the military's needs and cut production of the ammunition shot by state law enforcement.
Academy cadets with the Nevada Department of Public Safety train to stay alive. The average recruit will fire more than 2,000 rounds on the range. To prepare for the day, they may shoot one on the street.
Line is holstered, line is safe.
Cutting corners here can cost lives. So when a national ammunition shortage muzzled the department's supply, it holstered range time for its more experienced officers.
We have high standards.
Nevada Highway Patrol Captain John Gagnon.
We did not run out of bullets. We have lots of bullets. We just have to be careful how we dispense those bullets and what our ammunition count is going to be.
Instead of requiring employees to qualify on their weapons 4 times a year, sworn officers in the Nevada Highway Patrol, Parole and Probation, and the Nevada Division of Investigations, among others, now face weapons tests twice a year. The change, though a shift in department policy, meets Nevada's peace officer standards and training requirements.
I don't believe that it's going to impact officer or public safety.
Ron Cuzzy is the president of the Nevada State Law Enforcement Officers Association.
The only concern I have is there's always 2-3% of the officers that don't shoot well. And perhaps there may be some remedial, training. And perhaps some of the folks do need to shoot 4 times a year.
Gagnon insists additional training is available, and he expects the department will resume quarterly qualifications as .40 caliber rounds become more readily available.
We have a lot of ammunition on stock. We just got to make sure that we can maintain those levels for emergencies and operations.
Take down your targets.
Operations like training the next generation of state law enforcement to protect and serve.
The Metro Police Department tells us it has not run into this problem, in part because of how it purchases bullets. DPS currently by division, so NHP has its bullets, PNP has its bullets, and so on. So they're looking to consolidate it all so they can increase their buying power.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Interesting problem.
Well,
thanks, Colleen.
Okay, and we are watching, what, 3 storms and what's left of Gustav these days?
Yes, and of course our beautiful weather here.
It's very nice.
Oh, it's so nice. This is like one of the nicest areas in the country, weather-wise.
Stable.
Yes. It is, so let's enjoy it. Here's a look from Sierra Vista High throughout the past 8 hours today. And really, I mean, it was a gorgeous day. It continues to be a gorgeous evening and will turn into a really gorgeous night as well. Just a light breeze from time to time, but there you see the valley, lots of blue sky out there, maybe a cloud, but most of us, again, blue sky during the day, clear conditions during the nights, and temperatures today a little hotter than yesterday by a degree or 2, nothing extreme. So the current temperature at South Durango, Sierra Vista High is 95 degrees. High temperature here today closer to 100. Overnight low just 70 degrees. A nice breeze, a light breeze out of the west-northwest right now at 6 miles per hour, and the humidity is at 9%. Here's a look at the valley. Current temperatures. More of us in the triple digits today as opposed to yesterday, and I thought that would happen, and it did. For tomorrow, same sort of thing. We may see a degree or 2 hotter tomorrow at this time compared to today. So East Cary 102, East Washington 102 right now, El Dorado also at 102. West Tropicana did make it to 100 degrees. There we sit at 100 right now. Seven Hills, South Durango, and the Red Rock Visitor Center all in the 90s, as well as to the northwest. Fort Apache 99 degrees at this hour. Death Valley 111, Mount Charleston right now 74 degrees, Pahrump 96. Laughlin, current temperature here coming down by a degree, 105 from last hour. All right, so let's take a look at the current temperatures across the west coast. And of course, we are one of the hottest spots here. In McCarran International Airport, the current temperature is 100 degrees. Phoenix 103. LA slightly cooler with a nice breeze off the Pacific. 72 degrees there, and San Francisco 86. All right, now I take us into the tropics and show you the 3 storms and the potential for the 4th to develop. Here it is. This is an image from the National Hurricane Center, and it does show Tropical Storm Hannah sitting over the Bahamas right now. Off to the east, Hurricane Ike, which is a Category 4, with winds sustained right now at 135 miles per hour. This is a powerful, dangerous storm, still not impacting any landmass, though, right now, which is a good sign. Then we have Tropical Storm Josephine, which is well out near Africa. In between all of that, there's an area of yellow. This indicates the possibility of another storm developing here within the next day or 2. Of course, I'll let you know what happens, but in the meantime, let's focus on Hannah, show you where this storm is expected to go. Riding up to the east coast, this is the 3-day forecast from the New the National Hurricane Center, it does show it developing back into hurricane status as it possibly blows by the coast of the Carolinas. So, of course, we'll let you know what happens there. As far as here, our weather is staying gorgeous and beautiful. And if I can just get the 7-day forecast up for you, I can prove it. All right, maybe I can't. So I'll just continue on. So the forecast for the next couple of days, there we go. Thank you. If we could, we will just repeat what we've had over the next few days. High temperatures in the low 100s, low temperatures in the mid 70s. Then by next week, the possibility of a pretty good looking storm will blow through here. I keep pressing it back day by day. So now it looks like Wednesday and Thursday we will have more clouds around, possibly cooler weather, wind coming back, and maybe the outside chance of a shower.
All right.
Thanks,
Take an
Gina.
outside chance. Thanks, Gina. Well, the Dow took a big dive today.
See what may have played a role in this rough day of trading. A rough day on Wall Street as stocks plummeted amid concerns about the economy. The Dow closed down 344 points. This comes one day before the monthly employment report, which will likely show another rise in the number of jobless claims.
The city in North Las Vegas is making good on its promise to restore and preserve the historic Kyle Ranch. That ranch is one of the 2 oldest structures in the valley, and over the past few decades, it's been allowed to mostly crumble away. North Las Vegas leaders vowed to restore the site and make it into a park, but the money raised by selling off ranch property was spent on other projects, and now the site is pretty much just surrounded by warehouses. A series of reports by the Channel 8 I-team, though, generated a citizen outcry, and Wednesday night, the North Las Vegas City Council voted to spend nearly $300,000 to fund a new engineering study of how to preserve and restore the ranch. City leaders, though, say they expect preservation groups to chip in when the project gets underway.
A diagnosis of cancer is one of the most stressful things that can happen to a person. Patients struggle to find some sort of escape from the daily treatments and other challenges of the disease. But there's a new place that offers some help, and it's called the Caring Place. It's near Jones and Harmon. At the Caring Place, patients and their families are able to put their minds at ease at no cost. For more information about the Caring Place, go to our website, lasvegasnow.com. The fight against cancer will be the focus of an Eyewitness News special this Friday in conjunction with a network program. Surviving Cancer in Southern Nevada starts at 7:30. After that, a special network presentation, Stand Up to Cancer, starts at 8. We'll be right back. Coming up tonight on Eyewitness News at 6, I-team political analyst John Ralston previews Senator John McCain's speech and the effect it could have among voters in Nevada. Plus, tougher penalties for taggers in Las Vegas. Eyewitness News looks at the impact they could have. And we'll take you inside a school that's helping troubled youth. Join us in 30 minutes. That's Eyewitness News at 5.
See you at 6.